Getting on a budget and saving money may not seem like a lot of fun now, but it will so be worth it later on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I had a request to do a video about budgeting and kind of what am I up to with finances and am I working? So I thought I would just give you a rundown on tips of what I'm doing and what my family has been doing for many, many years to try and just, work hard for our money, save some of our money, give some of our money, and invest some of our money. These are the tips that work for us, so I just want to share with you. So I was asked if me and my husband are still working. If you don't know, I'm a professional singer. My husband is a professional dancer. We've been traveling the world and working all over the place for many, many years. I've been really, really fortunate to be able to perform professionally for so long. However, having a baby does not fit into that equation right away. And so I had to take this whole year off. And so my husband has been working while I have been off during the later parts of my pregnancy, and then as well as now while I just have a 2.5-month-old. And I'm so thankful for him to continue to be working, and he has just been working his tail off doing many, many gigs and teaching and workshops. He is just phenomenal. Can't say enough wonderful things about him. But the things that I want to share in this video are budgeting tips. So when we are working full-time and we're in shows, we've worked in many Las Vegas shows, many places around Europe, we've worked on cruise ships. When we do those jobs, the money is really great. It's easy to set out financial goals for what we want to do. However, when we've come down to one income, we're making a lot less than we have in the past and we need to budget. I always was a big believer in budgeting and allotting every single dollar to a specific place. Even when we made more money, and now that we're making less, I'm still doing the same. It's a habit that I highly recommend cultivating. And for me, the thing that helped the most was listening to Dave Ramsey. I'm sure all of you guys know who that is. He has a podcast, radio show, tons and tons of books on finances, and it's just the most easy and simple way that I have found that makes sense to me, that works for us as a family. So I highly recommend going to check Dave Ramsey out, and a lot of these tips that I'm going to bring you here are not my own. They're things that I've learned through Dave Ramsey and a mix of some things that I've picked up along the way. With what we do as performers, we have a very irregular income per month. It's never the same. It's always different. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's nothing. And so budgeting has always been really important to me and my husband in order to get out of debt from many years ago when we were still in debt, and then also just staying out of debt, as well as making sure we just have enough money to pay for groceries and light and food and a roof over our head. Those are most certainly the most important things. So every month, my recommendation is to do a zero-based budget if you can. With an irregular income, sometimes that's really hard. It's probably the hardest thing that I deal with what we do, because sometimes I just don't know how much we're gonna make in a month. But I do know how much our bills will be, and I know how much we spend on groceries and other items, so I add all of that up, and we do whatever we can to cover that, and then if there's anything left, we separate that out into savings and giving and investing, if possible. That's not possible every single month, for sure. Dave Ramsey has an app called the Every Dollar app, and it kind of tracks your finances and helps you stay on budget. Another one that I've used, that I use more often, to be honest with you, is called Mint, and it also, you can input all of your accounts into that and just kind of get a quick overview, and you can also do a budget there. So either one of those are free and can be helpful. If you don't like to use an app for that, I just, in the old days, in the old time way, I used to just write everything out on paper and then periodically check in on it. When there's more than one person in your household spending money, I do think that it's very important that you both get together, or all of you get together, and just check out and see how you're doing through the month, because a lot of times we will forget things that we needed, and then all of a sudden we're over budget because one's bought this and one's bought that, and there are things that we needed but we just didn't account for it ahead of time. This is another tip from Dave Ramsey, and it's the envelope system, and I highly recommend it if you're really trying to be strict on your budget. The envelope system is basically when you get together at the beginning of the month and you decide what the bills are going to be and what the cost of living will be. You now go to the ATM, you get cash out, and you put cash into envelopes allotted for, so say groceries, gasoline, miscellaneous things that come up, etc., things like that. And once the cash is gone, the cash is gone. So you have to really be conscious of how you spend that money. And when you use cash, I found in my own personal opinion, it is really, really eye-opening, and it is very much reality, because when you don't have any more money, it's all gone. And it's a whole lot less deceptive than using credit cards or even debit cards, because you just keep swiping and you think, oh, there's enough money in there. And some people might be really great at that, but for me personally, it works so much better to be able to see what I'm spending and spend it completely until it's all gone, and hopefully lasting the entire month. A good way to save money and to make sure that you stay on budget is researching. A lot of people don't like researching, and I am not one of them. I am a research queen, and my husband is a research king. We research everything in order to save money and purchase things as smart as possible, of good quality and at the lowest price. A lot of times that means buying things online, and so you just have to be planning ahead. So for example, we do not have health insurance, but we have a medical sharing program which covers major medical, and thankfully, because we are vegans and we eat really healthfully, we're not on any prescription drugs, we don't take any medicines, we don't go to the doctor unless we absolutely need to. So that's what works for our family. It may not work for everyone. And for us, it has been much cheaper than regular insurance, because at a time when Obamacare kicked in, our insurance raised higher than a mortgage price, and we just could not pay double mortgage or double rent every single month just to be covered. So this works out really well for us. It's much cheaper, so I would recommend looking into that if you're trying to save some money on health insurance. Any kind of personal care products, I always look on eBay and Amazon first before I go to the store, or I go to the store, check the price there, and then I go home and I find the product that I'm looking for online. I can always save some money that way. I buy secondhand things in thrift stores, but also on eBay. Even for babies, for example, it's a great idea. You can get lots of different baby things that are very gently used, and you can grab those from eBay, win them in an auction. It's a really great way to save some money if you do need to buy some new things for yourself, for the home, for the baby, etc. Do free things. Free things are my jam because, well, they're free. So you just have to be a little bit creative. We love to take video and photographs, so we love to go out in nature and just spend the day like hiking or just taking a walk somewhere completely free and taking photos, because then you're making memories, you're getting some fresh air, you're having fun with your family, and the things that you have to show for it are beautiful photographs that remind you of those memories, as opposed to going and spending, money on going to a movie theater and buying popcorn and soda, and you walk out of there and you spent $50. Do free things. Find things that you find fun that are free. You can play with your kids outside. There's so much that can be done for free, and with items that you already have. Go sledding on a garbage bag, like those kind of things that you already have in your house. Just takes a little bit of imagination, and you can really make a full family day if you pack your lunches and you pack your snacks and you head out to somewhere that you really all enjoy and you just spend some quality time. That's way better than racking up dollar bills at the mall. If you have anything that you can sell, that is a great way to get some more money, either to pay off your debt or to add to savings. So if there's things in your house that you're no longer using and you're not going to use, try selling them either through a garage sale or putting them up on eBay. There's quite a few apps out there right now where you can post things locally and just have people come and check it out or pick it up. Craigslist is always still out there. There's many places that you can sell stuff that you're no longer using that may be of use to someone else, and then you can pad your savings or help pay off debt in that way. The great thing about using cash from the envelope system is that you're gonna have change. So for me, what I always do with that change, I keep a big jar and I just keep putting the change in that jar. We call it our Hawaii jar because eventually all those coins are going to take us on a trip to Hawaii. It might take a really long time, but saving your coins for some specific purpose is not only fun, but it's motivating to get more change and use cash and then save it for a specific purpose. And when you cash it in, it's always way more than you expect. So I love that. I think it's really rewarding to save your coins. If you get any unexpected money from, say, like an additional job that you weren't expecting or a little bit of overtime or something like that, I always just chuck those little bits into savings. I remember my husband used to laugh at me so much when we first got married because I would get maybe, say, $20 for doing something random at work, or I'd get a tip and that would always go straight into savings. Sometimes we were so broke that we'd have to put it back into checking and use it right away, but I got in the habit of always putting whatever was extra into savings, and hey, guess what? Eventually our savings rose. And the last thing I want to suggest is something that I do often, and just ask yourself, what do I really need to be comfortable, to live comfortably? There's a lot of things that we pay money for every single month that are not necessary. They might just be extra wants as opposed to needs. The basics that we absolutely need are a roof over our head, light and heat, food in the fridge, and clothing to keep us warm. Beyond that, I would say most things are wants, especially if you live here in America. We have a lot of things that we pay for every single month without really thinking about it or examining our intentions of buying it or subscribing to it every single month. And there's also some things that you find pleasurable, but anything that is excess in your life that you're not really using or you realize that you could probably let go of, I would say let go of, because it's easier to stay on track with your finances if you know where your money is going, and it's going to things that you know you need and a few things that you want. When we can build up our income, it's the greatest wealth building tool that we have. That's what Dave Ramsey says all the time, and it's so true. You know, obviously if there's extra opportunities that you have to work and you can do it and you're not stressing yourself out, do it, because you can always use that money towards something else either that you need or you want. I'm absolutely no expert in finances. However, I am very organized with our personal finances, and I feel that whether we make 8 times as much as we're making now or 8 times less than what we're making now, you always can figure out a way to do it. And if you are in one accord with whoever you share your finances with, or even with your own self, and you stick to a budget and you stay really disciplined about it, you can really fight your way out of debt, and you can really save and be able to have money left over to give and also to invest for your future. So those are some of my tips, along with lots of Dave Ramsey stuff. Go check him out if you haven't already, and please leave me any questions you have down below. I'm thinking about doing a question and answer video soon because I've been getting quite a few questions, but if you have any other questions about anything, nothing is off subject or off topic, leave them down below and I can add those to my Q&A video. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know your favorite ways to save money, budget, etc. See you next time. Bye.